Hi and welcome to Order Flow Dynamics 104 in this Order Flow Mastery course. In this video, we'll take a look at stop runs. And stop runs are a very interesting pattern in order flow that does not happen very often as much as people think. Okay? And they are much more insignificant than a lot of people think. Because a lot of people think that there's this stop loss hunting for retail traders, but retail traders make up probably less than 5% of the volume. Depends on the market, but they're not hunting for your stupid stop loss. Okay, that's just a fact. But sometimes stops might get triggered, and they may cause some price movement. Okay, I'm just saying that they're not hunting for them. Okay, no one is hunting for you. No one's after you. Okay, market don't give a shit about you. But above high and below lows, of course there's stop orders, right? Because people place their stops above there, or their market orders for continuations, for example, sell stops below there. That's absolutely an observable phenomenon. So you will see stop runs. You will see moments where stop orders enter the market and move price. So let's say, for example, you have a high or multiple highs at the same time, and you would expect here to have stop orders. And stop orders, as we've discussed, are market orders. So they are aggressive buyers. Because if price is here, right? Let's say price is here. Okay. Let's change the color. Let's say price is here. What will you have? You will have passive buyers, and you will have passive sellers, right? So a buy stop that could be above there is placed above the current price, right? This is the current price. So it's a pending order that does not stay in the book, because in the book you have buy limits below the price and sell limits above the price. Above the price you have sellers in the book. So you will not see buy stops in the book. Buy stops will be placed there and executed, mark it, and take the best bid or the best ask. Okay? So let's say now price moves here and we approach this level, and there's a lot of buy stops here, right? Let's say this is buy stop, buy stop, buy stop. Ready to enter the market. You have passive buyers here, and then you have passive sellers here. Well, all of these market buy orders, they will enter market just like they're market orders, just buy market. So they go a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and they'll enter all at once in a very fast way, in a very fast-paced way, because they happen all at the same time. They're all triggered at the same time. And they will eat all of the liquidity in the book. They will eat all of these sellers, all these passive sellers, causing a very fast price move up that likely will get reabsorbed, because that's the path of this resistance. Because imagine all of these get bought. So these get bought, these get bought, these get bought. They're executed. So a lot of aggressive buying coming in. And let's say this is now price. It's going to take some time for buyers to repopulate these levels with new passive orders. You're going to still have a lot of passive sellers above here. So now the path of least resistance is this one. Because in this situation, you'll typically not have a lot of orders here, because all of these aggressive buyers have swept the book. That's why we call it book sweeping. Not because the stops are being swept, but because the limit sell orders have been swept by market aggressors in the form of stop orders. So this will be an empty space in the book that will likely get filled right away. And then you see this happening. And a lot of traders will say, they hunted for my stop loss because they actually wanted to go down. Yeah, that's not how it works, bro. That's not how it fucking works. There's orders that have triggered a fast price movement. That's why we call it a run, because it's fast. It's very fast. And it will go down, not because there was a secret plan from the banks to fuck you up, but because there's way less liquidity here, and the path of least resistance is that one. Okay? That's all there is. No conspiracy theory, pure order flow. So what you would typically see in the first stages is all of these market orders entering the market, right? So this is an example of a stop run, and you'll see a lot of green in the candle. A lot of green. And 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Why does that happen? Because all of these market order that maybe were above here are entering market all at once. So they're going to sweep all the book, and sellers will not even have the time to auction. Market makers are losing money here, okay, for a very short period of time. And so you will have a big-ass pump up that 70, if not 90% of the time will reverse. Will reverse at least back to the book void, to the path of least resistance. That's a trade that that's a type of trade of setup that I've shared also on my YouTube channel. It went very popular. One of the last videos where I basically sell above here and basically opt for a reabsorption of price. This is another example. We have a stop run advanced indicator that basically you can set for the London session. This is a low liquidity pattern, by the way. This is very low liquidity pattern. It only works in low liquidity environments. So for example, what you want to see is high volume, high delta. So from 278 contracts to 4,000, mostly delta. Typically you want to see it above 20%. Because it's mostly buy orders, buy aggressors. Same thing over here. We have a very high delta. We get some stop, resting above here that swept the book. A lot of green in the candle, high volume, high delta, imbalances, big volume than the rest. We sell, we take the reabsorption, and that's it.